Hey Old Town, so glad to be with you. This is our first video in our practice series. We'll be unpacking the first practice, which is prayer. I know that in times of crisis and fear, you and I often hear about thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers are often sent the way of people who are experiencing school shootings, ecological disasters, or in times of grief and death. Thoughts and prayers are always sent, but I guess we have to ask, are they really helpful? And now, as you and I are in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, we see thoughts and prayers often sent around the world. But I know for myself, I can sometimes be tired of being told that I'm being prayed for or thought of. You and I can be tired of being told to pray. But what I want to share with you today is this, is that praying and prayer is not a bandage for our pain. It isn't a generic saying. It's not a wishful thought. But I believe you and I need to relearn what prayer truly is during this time of thoughts and prayers. Let me begin by telling you what prayer isn't. Prayer isn't us trying to get God's attention. It's not trying to get what we want God to do for us. Prayer isn't about God fulfilling our wishes. Prayer isn't a grocery list or a checklist that we're rambling off to God. Prayer isn't a Christian chore. It isn't something that we participate in to get it over with. Prayer is simply this. Prayer is a conversation with God. But with the way that prayer has been communicated to you and to I, it often seems that it's more of a Hallmark card saying when something goes wrong, like thoughts and prayers. It's become generic and almost absent of meaning. And could it be that you and I are being formed by a society and a culture that is obsessed with performance and fame? Could it be that that's why for you and I, prayer is often brought out as a party trick to distract or entertain? That when something happens, thoughts and prayers are said, but nothing is really done. My encouragement to you is this, that prayer is so much more than good thoughts. When Jesus taught his disciples to pray, he did so in a way that was countercultural. Countercultural during his time, and I believe it's the same for us. This is what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verses 5 through 8. And whenever you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, so that they may be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But whenever you pray, go into your room and shut the door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. When you are praying, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Here's what I want you to walk away with or take away from this video today. Prayer isn't about us putting on a performance for other people to see. The power of prayer isn't found in what other people hear. It is found in what God hears. And even more, God already knows what we need before we ask him. Prayer is more powerful than getting what we want. Prayer is a conversation with God where we get what we need. Prayer is a conversation with God where you and I receive what we need. I hope that this short message helps you rethink what prayer is and what prayer might mean for your life. Remember, the power of prayer is not in us getting what we want, but it's in us receiving what we need from God, the good Father, the good Son, and the good Spirit. So during this time of coronavirus and COVID-19, my prayer to you is that you have an opportunity to relearn what prayer is. Not in getting God's attention or in listing off a list of wants, but in a profound encounter with God, that prayer is a conversation with him. Grace and peace to you.